Find the coziest spot that you can find and welcome to your meditation, for loving yourself, for putting yourself first, for giving yourself the loving care and nurturing attention that you give to others, and giving to yourself in order to have and be for others. This meditation is meant especially for women, but it could be for anyone who has these patterns. And most often it can be mothers, but again, it applies to many others. So find your cozy seat and just giving yourself attention to how you're sitting, making sure that you're comfy, that things feel good, that the clothing upon you feels good, warm enough, and gently closing your eyes if you feel comfortable with that. Laying your hands upon your lap, starting to notice your breath, noticing our breath, inhaling, filling those lungs with this loving energy, and exhaling and releasing everything it took to get here, all of the thoughts, concepts, ideas, all of that working mind, letting it gently take a little break, letting it go. Exhaling and sinking a little deeper into our seat. Inhaling, filling up with delicious prana, that blissful, delicious, pure state that we are surrounded in and by, and just breathing that up and in and exhaling any stagnant, stale energy. I'm going to take you on a little journey. In order to go on to that little journey, we're going to release ourselves. We're going to let our physical body just stay where it is, and we're going to imagine that we are riding on a bubble. And we're going to take this little bubble up. And this bubble is strong enough to hold us, and it's going to float up above the room where we are, above the house or apartment we're in, above the village or town or city that we're in. And we're all of a sudden going to see ourselves from the sky. It's very safe. Everything feels very comfortable and safe. You're able to see yourself, and it's kind of just like when you're a child and you're in awe and amazement that you can watch, you can see, and you can sort of begin to witness this self that you are on this planet, that you've been being, that this role, this character you've created, this person that you play. And in this life, she's a woman. And what is this woman up to? Is she a mother? Is she a wife? Is she a partner? Is she part of a larger family, a small family? What kind size is the family? What kind of role does she have in this family as a mother? And also just widening it up into the community. What kind of role does she have in the community? And I know this is so much. There's so much to take in, and it's just so exciting from up here in this bubble. But just kind of tuning into that, just marveling at this amazingness. This woman that is capable of creating life, and just noticing what, if any, credit she gives herself. How does this woman view herself? Is she aware of how amazing and wonderful she is? Maybe sometimes? Maybe connecting with her a little bit right now and just letting her peek in to how awesome and amazing she is. And notice if there are any constrictions when you expand your heart a little bit. Perhaps it feels a little bit, there's some sensation in the heart area. And I want to invite you to just allow that to be without having to place a label on it or anything, without it having to mean anything. It can just noticing that it's an expansion, and that may feel a little bit uncomfortable. We are often shown that we're being a show-off or selfish if we praise ourselves or if we look at ourselves, and we're taught to praise others and look at the good in others. And this is just a short little meditation in which you're taking a moment to look at yourself and give yourself that love, that loving attention and nurturing attention. So that loving care and nurturing attention. So just notice how that feels to give that to yourself, and make a conscious intent to really let that feel goodness, that compliment you're giving yourself, that reflection to sink in, and like let it nourish those deep bone marrows within you, to like let that seep in there. How does that feel? What does that feel like? Continuing to breathe, releasing any discomfort or any tension. We're going to go a little bit further in our bubble. We're going to look at, just go follow this woman that you are a little bit from day to day, and notice everything that she's taking on from the morning when she wakes up, and perhaps she's taking care of the children, or perhaps the children wake her up. What is she doing? Is she cleaning up clothing and toys and getting their breakfast together? Perhaps she's getting ready to go to work, and her husband and maybe is helping him get breakfast, or maybe he's helping her, or maybe she's getting makeup on or her hair, and she's taking care of the kids. What is her rhythm and her pace like? What is her energy level like? Is she joyous? Is she a little bit subdued? Notice, just noticing. How would it feel to shine a light on this woman? To let her know, for you as a witness and as an observer, to let her know that you see her. Does this light her up? Does this perk her up? Does this excite her to feel like she's being seen and witnessed in what she's up to? Appreciated, valued by you. Just notice, watch, and continue watching her as she goes on about her day. How does it make a difference, if it makes a difference, to have you observing her and noticing her, giving her this loving attention? And you also continue opening yourself up in that expansion, feeling I feel a big heart expansion and opening when I tune into this energy, and it feels amazing to just open myself up. And at times it can feel a little uncomfortable, and I invite myself when that happens to release the label or the judgment of uncomfortable, and just, what is the sensation in my body, and just be curious about it and open myself further, as if I'm like a plant or a rose or a flower, drinking in nutrients and water. And continue doing this. And now you can keep going as long as you'd like. I'm going to slowly invite us to bring our bubbles back into the room. So we're floating back into our bubbles, thanking these beautiful bubbles that took us off into this journey, and coming back into our bodies, and just taking some stretching, some gentle stretching. That was good stretch. And some nice deep breaths, letting it go with integrating back into the room. And now just take out maybe your journal and taking a few notes on how that felt and how that is for you, and perhaps what it could be like in your life, if what you could be up to, if you could light yourself up with that same loving and caring and nurturing that you provide for others, but for yourself.